Hello. So today I'm talking about rising above a challenge. Now, how often do you have challenges? I'm sure you have them daily, have big ones, probably, hopefully not too often, but we have the massive ones and we have the daily ones that niggle at us. Now, I'm going to talk about a challenge that I faced last year in a minute, but I think the point of being resilient and have been a resilient leader is switching that thinking into every challenge is a learning opportunity. Because when we believe every challenge is a learning opportunity, we go in with, rather than so much fear of judgment, criticism, and comparison of like, oh, why me? Why is it happening to me? A bit more of a victim mentality. And we go in, and if we go in with curiosity, what can I learn from this? It takes a lot of pain out of the situation. So let me give you an example. So last year I was in a car accident. Clearly I'm okay and all was okay in the end. However, I actually wasn't driving the car. My husband was driving the car, and we were just 5 minutes away from our friends. That was a 3-hour journey. I just messaged them and say, we'll be with you in 5 minutes. And then I actually messaged them about 10, 15 minutes later. No, we won't be with you in 5 minutes. We're with you when we'll keep you updated. So basically what happened was we were going around, my husband was driving, we were going around a roundabout, and a car decided to go off the exit through my bonnet, and obviously decided wrong exit, and actually went through my bonnet. His car was just damaged, his door. My bonnet was completely kind of taken off basically because of the impact. But that's great, because that's how cars are meant these days. They're made to take the impacts that we don't. My immediate reaction was, we're alive, we're okay. My husband found it really challenging. Anyway, the long and the story short of it, that we had to get the police, and then all that usual noise of like changing numbers, get the car towed away, etc., etc., etc. The biggest challenge after that was I phoned the insurance company straight away, like you do, and for 3 days later, I got an all hassle about to kind of get a hire car. And did you know a lot of hire car companies are open on a weekend? That's really strange to me. But anyway, so eventually we got home, and 3 days later, I got a call from the insurance company. The insurance company told me that they'd been reported an accident, and I hadn't reported it. And I said, but I have reported it. And so what had happened was I'd phoned the insurance company straight away, gone on the website, phoned the number on the website. Now, apparently what can happen is that some scammers can go behind websites, change phone numbers. So I wasn't speaking to the insurance company at all. And a part of that, everything was exactly the same. The phone messages, the voice, everything was exactly the same. So I would have never known. And I'm actually very quite normally due diligence about all this fraudulent stuff. So anyway, so all I'm saying is, and then I ended up with an A&E with lip whiplash, and all sorts of stuff happened. That happened in August. I was just very grateful that we rode okay, and it's only metal the metal protected us of the car and all that kind of stuff. And then just last week, I got loads of backwards and forwards for months with photographs and statements, and as you can imagine, and then all done, all sorted, resolved as far as I thought. Until this week, I got a letter from the insurance company again. Please, can you send us all the paperwork again, because the other person is claiming that it is your fault, even though we know 100%, and the insurance company said 100%, this is nothing to do with you. So all that anxiety kicked in about having to do the paperwork all again. I thought, right, okay, I just got to get on and do it. So I know that's a long and short story, but the point is that when I was in that situation, I was thinking, what's the learning here? What's the learning here? The learning is how grateful we are that the car protected us. I'm also learning that actually, my husband and I were absolutely united in all this stuff, so that, made us we're all very close anyway, but it kind of, I thought, well, that's sort of enhanced our relationship. I was just trying to think, what is the learning here? And there's always learning. The learning was, even always phone people back if they call you, because how do you know they're genuine? That was another big learning for me. So what I'm saying is that in projects, we can have projects that slip. We can have big things. We can have little daily annoyances that feel a challenge. if we go in with what's the learning here, it takes us away from the pain of the stress of it all. Oh, this, and then it takes us into, okay, how can we work this through? Curiosity. What can I learn from this? And I learned so much from that incident. So all I'm saying to you is, this is what resilience is all about. Resilience is not about avoiding it. It's about, when you have a challenge, trusting yourself that you're going to get through that challenge. So that's why I believe you can't have resilience without confidence. Both go hand in hand, because resilience is overcome the adversity, rising above it. And I always talk about bouncing forward, not bouncing back. Lots of people talk about resilience in terms of bouncing back. You never bounce back, because if you're bouncing back, you're bouncing back to the person you were before. Now, with resilience, you are bouncing forward to a new norm, which is actually, you're more empowered, you're more confident. There's loads of really good stuff that you've learned from that adversity. And so why confidence is so crucial as part of it is because confidence is all about trusting yourself, trusting others, trusting a thing. And so that's why they go hand in hand, because when you're in the thick of it and things are really tough, it's having the confidence that you're going to get through it. It might not be pleasant, might not be great. However, you will get through it, and there is immense learning in that process. So when you're working with your team, or when you are going through a challenge, just the first question to ask yourself is, what can I learn from this? Because that shifts that judgment, criticism, and comparison of, maybe I'm not good enough. If I was better at what I did, this wouldn't be happening. Or if my team were more productive, this wouldn't be happening. We can do a lot of blaming, justifying, or growing. So all the time we're either doing one of those three. So it's so easy to slip into blame. If my team were better, this wouldn't be happening. Or if I was better, this wouldn't be happening. The blaming. Or justify, oh, well, it's a tough world out there, that's why things are not going well. Justifying it. Or we can do what I love to do, is the growing bit. What can I learn from this? How can I grow? What can I take forward that is really important? So I have a resilient process, which is a whole mnemonic of various things you can do during and after an event. So you go through a simple process. So if you want to know more, just put resilient in the chat and I can share it with you. And it's just all about that learning. And what is the learning? And it's a great thing to do as a team, because as a team, sometimes different members will interpret the problem differently. Different members will take more personally than others. Others will just see it's a job with a business sort of work related thing. So it's really important that when there's a challenging time, that you all get together, work out, okay, what do we need to do next? How can we make this work? How can it be a win-win for everyone? Because there's always a win in every challenge. So that's another approach. What is the win we can do here? The win here is, maybe in a crisis, we've all come together working as a team, and it's brought us closer to each other in adversity. So when you next face a crisis, when you next face a challenge, have a think about what is the learning here. And I can promise you, when you go into that approach with everything, even the most challenging experience, we can actually come out of it stronger and better, and feel that actually we were meant to go through that process. And I totally believe things happen for us and not to us, even though we might not want it to happen, even though we don't feel we deserve it to happen. It's happening for us for a reason, because we can rise above it, and it's showing us how resilient we truly are. So have a great day, look after yourself, and just notice, just be aware of those challenges and what you can learn from them, and how you can make it a great learning opportunity. So take care, look after yourself, and I'll see you next week. I'm not here tomorrow because I'm away. So anyway, take care. Bye.